In 2008, Elon Musk was just weeks away from losing everything. His rockets were exploding. Tesla was running out of money. The media called him a fraud. Investors stopped believing. And the man who would later become one of the richest people on Earth was desperately trying to keep his companies alive. Most people would have quit. Most people would have walked away. But Elon made a decision that changed history. And that single decision turned near bankruptcy into one of the greatest business success stories ever told. This is the story of Elon Musk. And hidden inside it is a lesson that could completely change how you think about success. Elon Musk was born in South Africa in 1971. As a child, he was quiet, curious, and obsessed with learning. While other kids were playing outside, Elon spent hours reading books, science fiction, technology, engineering, anything he could get his hands on. By the age of 12, he had taught himself computer programming. And then he did something unusual. He created a video game and sold it for about $500. At an age when most kids were asking for money, he was already earning it. But Elon had bigger dreams. He believed that technology could change the future, and he wanted to be part of it. So he left South Africa, moved to North America, and started chasing opportunities. In the 1990s, the internet was exploding. Most people didn't understand how important it would become. But Elon saw the future. Together with his brother, he started a company called Zip2. The company helped newspapers create online business directories. At first, they worked constantly, sometimes sleeping in the office, sometimes showering at public facilities because they couldn't afford much else. But eventually, the company succeeded. And in 1999, Zip2 was sold for hundreds of millions of dollars. For the first time in his life, Elon became a millionaire. Most people would have stopped there. They would have bought a mansion, retired early, and enjoyed life. But Elon did something different. He reinvested almost everything. He started another company called X.com, an online banking platform. Later, X.com became PayPal. At the time, online payments seemed risky. Many people didn't trust the internet with their money. But Elon believed digital payments were the future. And once again, he was right. In 2002, PayPal was sold to eBay, and Elon earned roughly $175 million from the deal. Now he was rich enough to never work another day in his life. But instead of slowing down, he decided to risk everything. He asked himself a question. What problems are most important for humanity? His answers were sustainable energy and space exploration. So he invested his fortune into two companies, Tesla and SpaceX. People thought he was crazy. Electric cars were considered impractical. Private space companies were considered impossible. Experts laughed. Investors doubted him. The media criticized him. But Elon kept going. Because he wasn't thinking about the next year. He was thinking about the next 50. Everything you've seen so far, the success, the money, the PayPal fortune, it almost didn't matter. Because Elon was about to face a disaster that nearly destroyed everything he had built. Then came 2008, the worst year of his life. Tesla was running out of money. SpaceX had already suffered multiple rocket failures. Millions of dollars were disappearing. One rocket exploded. Then another. Then another. Every failure burned money. And every failure attracted more criticism. People said, SpaceX is finished. Tesla will collapse. Elon Musk is a fraud. At one point, he was so short on cash that he had to choose how to divide his remaining money between Tesla and SpaceX. Imagine that. A man who had once earned hundreds of millions of dollars was now wondering whether his companies would survive another month. Most people would have quit. Most people would have protected what little money they had left. But Elon made a different decision. He kept betting on the future. Then, something incredible happened. On the fourth attempt, SpaceX finally launched a rocket successfully. After years of failures, it worked. And that one success changed everything. Soon after, NASA awarded SpaceX a major contract. Money started coming in. Investors regained confidence. The company survived. At almost the same time, Tesla secured critical funding. And Tesla survived too. Two companies, both on the edge of collapse. Both saved within weeks. Those moments would become some of the most important turning points in business history. Over the next decade, Tesla grew rapidly. Electric vehicles went from being ignored to becoming one of the biggest trends in the automotive industry. Meanwhile, SpaceX achieved what many experts thought was impossible: reusable rockets. Instead of throwing away rockets after every launch, they landed them, reused them, and dramatically reduced costs. It was a breakthrough that transformed space travel. Suddenly, the companies that people once mocked were leading entire industries. But Elon wasn't finished. He launched Starlink, a satellite internet network. He started Neuralink, a company focused on connecting technology with the human brain. He invested heavily in artificial intelligence and continued pushing ambitious ideas that many people considered impossible. Some succeeded, some failed. Some are still being tested today. But one thing never changed: his willingness to take risks. And that's where the biggest lesson of this story appears. Most people think success comes from being smarter, or luckier, or more talented. But Elon Musk's story shows something different. Success often comes from surviving long enough for your vision to become reality. Many people have good ideas. Very few continue when everything starts going wrong, when the criticism arrives, when the money disappears, when failure becomes public. That's when most people quit. And that's exactly when persistence becomes valuable. Think about it. If Elon had quit after the first rocket explosion, there would be no SpaceX. If he had quit during Tesla's financial crisis, there would be no Tesla as we know it today. The world would look very different, and his story would have ended completely differently. So remember this: the difference between success and failure is not always intelligence. Sometimes it's simply refusing to quit one attempt too early. The future belongs to people who keep moving forward, even when nobody else believes in them. And sometimes, the breakthrough you're waiting for is hiding behind one more failure. If you enjoyed this story and want more lessons from the lives of extraordinary people, subscribe. Because success leaves clues, and the best way to learn them is through the stories of those